Woof woof! Hey guys, it's me Marcus, aka the Mad Dog, and we're back with another video. As I've said before, here at Mad Dog Comics, it doesn't matter if you're somebody that's been reading comics for years, or maybe you're just looking to start getting into them. I try to balance the content so that there's something for everybody, and the last time that I did one of these Who Is videos, I looked at the Bat family. And as I thought about which character or which team I should do next, I realised that this is a British comic channel. Every now and then I need to make sure that I represent my country, and what better way to do that than to highlight one of the best characters that's ever come out of the United Kingdom. Yes, it's time that I finally become patriotic, and today I'm going to look at Judge Dredd, a character who was created in England and also lives in... What? He doesn't live in England? Ah crap. But regardless of where Mega City 1 is located, I wanted to take the time to dedicate a video towards one of the best characters that's come out of this country. And it seems to be the case that his popularity is increasing and more people are learning about this character. But it might be the case that you know absolutely nothing about him and you don't want to spend hours looking through Wikipedia pages. So I've saved you that trouble and I've copy and pasted it myself, and we're just going to have a look at this character. So Judge Dredd, long story short, he is the man, he is the law. Created by writer John Wagner and artist Carlos Esquerra, he debuted in March of 1977 in 2000 AD issue 2, which is a British publication and works as an anthology series. After it was requested that new characters were created for 2000 AD from the editor at the time, Pat Mills, the inspiration for Dredd came as the next logical step from the character that Wagner wrote previously that was called One-Eyed Jack, an archetypal kind of Dirty Harry-like character that was called Jack McBain but has no relation to the McBain character from The Simpsons. For the aesthetics, Carlos looked at the Frankenstein character in the Death Race movie, but not the one that was starring Jason Statham because this was in the 70s, but he decided to add more body armour and more chains, and this garnered quite a lot of backlash initially. But obviously, as you can tell from his title, Dredd is a judge, which effectively means that you are the entire judicial system. You are judge, jury and executioner, because all of Judge Dredd's stories take place in the future and they're always set 100 years after the publication date of the issue that you're reading. But the primary function of a judge works similarly to a police department, but the rules that they have in the way that they deal out justice is different from what we've got. And the place that he patrols is Mega City 1, which is a big sprawling chunk of America which formed as a result of the majority of the planet being taken over by this radioactive wasteland which is known as the Cursed Earth. And having such a highly densely populated place such as Mega City 1 makes the job difficult for all the judges that exist. Crime runs rampant, and at one point there were so many people committing crimes that they couldn't get them through the courts quick enough, which is why the judges were created, so that they could just deal with it then and there. Truth be told, Dredd actually liked working as a street judge because at one point he was offered the role of being the chief judge and he turned it down because of the fact that he wanted to do his normal role. Dredd's role as a judge is his personality. He's stoic, he's righteous, and he's willing to enact the law by any means necessary. Friendship isn't something that he has time for, and he very rarely has a sense of humour, and even if it is that he says something that's funny, it's not going to be intentional. Often he has found himself on the wrong side of other judges, and maybe they're abusing the power, maybe they're corrupt, but he will always stand by the oath that was taken when he was given the role. Even when the entire system didn't work for the enforcement of the law in the past, Dredd stayed true to what he believed in. In terms of skills, Dredd doesn't have any real superpowers or anything like that, but he's got near Hawkeye level shooting accuracy, and he's got a great tactical mind which is fundamental in him being successful in his role as a judge. And being such a hard-nosed, by-the-book type of character, Dredd has encountered his fair share of villains in the 43 years since he was created. Probably his most notable villains are the Dark Judges, and in particular Judge Death. These four come from an alternate Earth which is similar in many ways to the one that Mega City 1 resides in, and it's called the Dead World, and these four judges became so corrupt and so twisted in their own beliefs of the justice that they were enacting that they eventually killed every single person on the planet. And this was because Judge Death came to the conclusion that all crime was committed by the living. So he and the other three judges ended up pretty much killing people for near enough anything. One example is that there was a school of teenagers that were causing so much noise that the Dark Judges determined that they had to be killed in violation of noise pollution. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they are right, but I can kind of see where they're coming from. Honestly, I could do a full Who Is on the Dark Judges, but to summarise it, the three others are Judge Fear, Judge Fire and Judge Mortis. And obviously there's other villains that have cropped up for Judge Dredd over the years, so you've got people like the Angel Gang, the Sisters of Death, and you've got President Booth alongside other ones as well. When it comes to allies, they're few and far between because of Dredd's nature, but the one that you really need to know about is Judge Anderson. She initially joined the force as a rookie when it was that Dredd was already established in the judge role. She has psychic abilities and she is softer than Dredd when it comes to her approach, but that's why them two make a good team up. top. Anderson also has her own series which has gone on for years now, and that's as a result of her popularity in Dredd. Now this isn't a where to start, that's another series that I do on this channel that maybe you want to check out, but if you're looking for some stories that you can read to get familiar with this character, I'd recommend stuff like The Apocalypse War, The Cursed Earth Saga. Some of the more recent stuff from IDW is quite interesting as well, or check out the 2012 movie, even though you probably should have done about 8 years ago because of the fact that now it hasn't got a sequel, which it so deserved. But some of the biggest British comic writers of all time have at some point worked on Judge Dredd or 2000 AD, so I'd recommend just having a look into his history, because Judge Dredd's stories work really well as an anthology, so you don't necessarily need to have read everything before it to understand what's going on. So you might want to check out the Grant Morrison run or the Mark Millar run, but that's all I'm going to say on him in this video, because this is just meant to be a brief overview of this character. If you've never heard of him, or maybe you didn't know anything before, hopefully this is just giving you some kind of insight into who he is. Like I said, at Mad Dog Comics, I'm always trying to change up the content, bring something new and different for you guys, so let me know what you think of this type of video, and is it something that you'd like to see? It would be cool if I could highlight more British characters, or just ones that were created over here, or maybe it's the case that there's certain characters that just appear but you don't really feel like you ever get a chance to know their origin or anything about them. So you might be reading Uncanny X-Force and you might not have a clue who Phantom X is. There may be some members of the different Lantern Corps that you're not familiar with. If you like this format and there's another character that you want to see me do, leave it in the comment section below and I can get around to it. I am going to be actively looking for constructive criticism on this type of format, but if you did like this video or if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like this video, why did you get this far? If you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000, I think I'm near enough in single digits now. But so that you don't miss a video, because I've got such an erratic schedule and I just put videos out as quickly as I can, I'd recommend clicking that bell notification so that you never miss a video. As well, a lot of research and scripting went into this, so if you've enjoyed it, could you please share it on any kind of Facebook page, Reddit page, or any groups that you're in? And if you want to support the channel, it is greatly appreciated. I don't really feel like I've got enough that I could offer up a Patreon, but all I ask is that you treat yourself to a book. Maybe it is the case that you want to learn a little bit more about Judge Dredd, and all I ask is that you use one of the Amazon affiliate links down below. I can't see any of your details, it doesn't increase the price, it just means that eventually some money's going to be coming into this channel. But that's all I've got to say for this video, except for to stay safe, stay reading some good books, and stay mad all you dogs. Woof woof, see you in the next video.